He said, I missed the stupid hair pull at Chelsea versus Tottenham, which was pathetic from my point of view. I said to Anthony afterwards, I just didn't want to send you to the screen after what has gone on in the game. I didn't want to send him up because he's a mate as well as a referee. And I think I didn't want to send him up because I didn't want any more grief than he had already had. He's obviously talking about Anthony Taylor, the referee, on the day there. Nedum is back with us as well. I think Nedum's face says it all, actually.
Yeah. Things you're not supposed to say out loud. But yeah, I'm not sure about that at all. I think to be saying how he's a mate and how it's affecting the job that you're doing, I think it's a very dangerous thing to do, unless, you know, we've missed the sort of context around it. But it just seems ludicrous. And I remember watching that game in real time and thinking, I've not really seen someone get their hair pulled before, but it kind of feels like an offence. So the fact that they've made the wrong decision and he's trying to protect his friend as well, you know, these guys are supposed to be working together to make the game more fair, not working together to make sure that they don't have to do too much within a match. So I don't love that. I'm sure he's going to have to walk that one back in a few days' time. And I'll be very interested to see what Anthony Taylor says, whether he even pretends to even know this guy, or it's a case of, yeah, he's right, this is the way we do things.
Why has he said this, Stevie?
I can understand it if it's tongue-in-cheek, because he's saying that he missed it on the VAR, right? If he's missed it on the VAR, how can he send Anthony Taylor to the screen if he's missed it, if he's the VAR? That makes sense, doesn't it? He's saying he missed it. So...
what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Well, exactly. I'd be interested to see the context of how he's saying this. Because if he's saying it tongue-in-cheek,
well, he's
had such a bad day, I don't want to say...
Pathetic from my point of view. It seems quite a strong thing to say.
Well, exactly. So the statement he makes is kind of... It conflicts a lot of things he said. Because he's told you right off the bat he missed it. That's why I'm saying, how could you send somebody to the VAR, to the screen, if you've not seen something? So it's kind of all jiggled up here.
It's not great anyway, is it, Ali? Because let's say, at the lesser end...
Let me put it a different way.
OK.
If it's not tongue-in-cheek,
that's what I mean,
and he's actually saying it, then it's an absolute joke.
Right.
And he's
so let's go down that one. What if it isn't tongue-in-cheek?
Well, that's a joke. That's an absolute disgrace. We sit here and talk about, you know, the referees make decisions at the time, you know, coming from the right place. It's what they thought at the time. There's no skullduggery. You can trust referees. We're constantly talking about decisions, and I guess I can only talk for myself. I absolutely 100% think referees make decisions at the time on what they see and for no other reason than what they think is the right thing. But now, after hearing it, if that's true, then it just tells you that actually there are things that are not quite what they should be.
Because it would be a stupid thing to say tongue-in-cheek, wouldn't it? Oh, he's my mate. It's not really funny, is it, if it's tongue-in-cheek?
No. Well, if I'm looking for comedy, I'm not going to Mike Dean. But it just feeds into the paranoia. It feeds into the hysteria. It feeds into, wait a second, if this guy's behind closed doors because they're friends, now they're colluding to make certain decisions or not make certain decisions because you don't want to put your mate, quote unquote, in a tough position, then it opens up a whole world of conversation that we do not want to go down. We don't want to go down the path of questioning every VAR decision or every time that a VAR official doesn't call the referee over and say, well, are they friends? Are they good buddies? Is this a tough decision for the referee to make? And so therefore, why is this guy not going over? It takes you down a path that is dark and where you're not going to like the answers that you find, because those answers that you find will suggest that there is something behind the game that controls the matches, and it's not just what we see on the field. Don't want to go down that path. I want to still believe that the referees, when they're out on the field and when they are in VAR, they're doing the best that they can under the circumstances, that sometimes they get the call wrong because they're human, so be it, but not because they're friends.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.